Hello friends, hope you're doing fine. I want to do a video, very spontaneous. There's something that is on my mind. Let's see how this comes out. Uh, Although I'm saying I'm doing an informal video, I'm dressed for a court or something like that because I was working before actually in Zoom and all that. So I wanted to talk today about something that Chesterton had referred, and I see it all around. He was right about it. He says basically that it is not that we live in a world of evil and evil intentions, but of virtues gone mad, and how that relates specifically with another virtue that has gone mad. And I see it very frequently in conversations. It just shows up everywhere. And it's egalitarianism. Nothing wrong with that. It's a virtue. It's a good thing to apply in questions of law, of democracy, of many areas. But sometimes it's misplaced and gone crazy. You'll see. Let's first read Chesterton. The modern world is not evil. In some ways, the modern world is far too good. It is full of wild and wasted virtues. When a religious scheme is shattered, as Christianity was shattered at the Reformation, it is not merely the vices that are let loose. The vices are indeed let loose, and they wander and do damage. But the virtues are let loose also, and the virtues wander more widely, and the virtues do more terrible damage. The modern world is full of the old Christian virtues gone mad. The virtues have gone mad because they have been isolated from each other and are wandering alone. Thus, some scientists care for truth, and their truth is pitiless. Thus, some humanitarians only care for pity, and their pity, I'm sorry to say, is often untruthful. He gives us one example of a virtue gone mad with humility. But what we suffer from today is humility in the wrong place. Modesty has moved from the organ of ambition. Modesty has settled upon the organ of conviction, where it was never meant to be. A man was meant to be doubtful about himself, but undoubting about the truth. This has been exactly reversed. Now, the part of a man that a man does assert is exactly the part he ought not to assert himself. The part he doubts is exactly the part he ought not to doubt, the divine reason. At any street corner, we may meet a man who utters the frantic and blasphemous statement that he may be wrong. Every day one comes across somebody who says that, of course, his views may not be the right one. Of course, his view must be the right one. Or it is not his view. We are on the road to producing a race of men too mentally modest to believe in the multiplication table. We are in danger of seeing philosophers who doubt the law of gravity as being a mere fancy of their own. Those are virtues gone crazy. But there's one that is more subtle. It's egalitarianism. Yes, let's make sure that we are all equal before the law here. That as much as we can, we have equal opportunities. Now, when we get to religion, that's where I have seen it under many of the things that people say, because in religion, there is an aspect of egalitarianism that we should be able to practice our own religion without being persecuted or stigmatized, as long as they don't involve doing violence against somebody, just within reason. Of course, that should be basic. Now, it doesn't mean that then all are truth, or all truths within the religions are truth because of the thing of egalitarianism. I've seen it in more than one place. That would be one basic one. So, if I, as a Christian, as a Catholic, believe that Jesus is the way, the path. I am convinced about that. I have found that to be truth. And I am willing to accept that somebody did not find that to be true. And I'm willing to debate that person and to have a conversation and to prove my case. Fine. But to come with the argument when I say this, that, okay, no, that's not good because you shouldn't say there's only one. That's not right. It's like, no, listen, I believe this to be true. And so that's why I'm a Christian. And I believe that somebody is a Muslim because she believes that that's true. I accept that. But it's okay to have the conversation. And it's not okay to say, well, no, everything should be the same. It's like, what Chesterton would say, that's an invitation to eliminate reason, to end the conversation. Let's not talk about it. I mean, that is actually the totalitarian aspect. Have you thought that this imposition really of, you have to be egalitarian. That's the oppressive part. So you have to be egalitarian in that. Basically, stop thinking. Do not say what you believe. Do not argue. Everything is the same. Like that. That is actually the true totalitarian stance in this. The person, like me, is saying, I believe this to be true. And I can say why. And feel free to try to deny it or something. We'll have a conversation. It's not being oppressive in that. Even though it says, I want you to try this. And actually, I would say that the only ones that can really have conversations and that have been talking about for 2,000 years about it and writing about it and including reasoning to faith is Christianity. And we are fine with reasoning. Now, I think perhaps there could be an exception on that. They can have conversations. I think the Jewish religion, the Jewish are people also that debate. There's one difference. There's one big difference there. Is that basically we're saying, look, this is true. This is true. Actually, this is your Messiah. You look at your own books and it's been announced. Check it out, right? Try it. At least, I think in a debate with a Jew, the best you can get to there and say, all right, give it a shot. Give it a shot. The difference there is that Christians have been given a shot to Judaism. They are Jews, contemporary Jews, if you want. They are reading the Old Testament and really respecting it and getting things out of that and integrating it and say, yeah, there's true in that and there's true in this. The difference there would be that the Jew doesn't say, all right, hasn't tried that. Doesn't want to try. So that's the only difference, I think, with the ones that we really can have conversations. The same would be actually with the Buddhist. Because the Buddhists, I think they are very agreeable people in general. They have a philosophy that is very interesting. I was a Buddhist for 10 years, so I sympathize with that. And actually, I take things out of that. They're really good things. But the main philosophy there, the ultimate thing is nothingness, is emptiness. And they talk about emptiness. So at the end, it's kind of equal and nothingness. We dissolve into emptiness, nothingness, and guess what's beyond that? Despair. So I think at the end, they are people that would probably take this argument. I have seen Buddhists actually take that argument of egalitarianism and apply it to Christianity, into the argument, and say, I don't know, everything's the same. Mine is the same as yours. Like, shut up. They're saying to you, basically. And you're saying, let's have a conversation. Let's find out, And they're saying, no, everything's equal and has to be equal. If not, you are a tyrant, an oppressor, and a totalitarian, close-minded. No, we are actually opening up the conversation, saying, let's talk, let's see, let's reason together. And there we are. And there's one more. This is probably one that I've seen too. And within this same crowd, there are some that have a problem with Christianity. And the problem is Jesus. They have a problem with Jesus because Jesus is above them. And that screws up all the egalitarianism that they're trying to apply. They're okay, fine, love and compassion and charity. Well, that's somewhere in Buddhism we find that, and yes, and all that. But this Jesus guy, he's like, above me? No, we're all equal. It's kind of all vibrating bzzz, like a jello thing all together. Here, me with the Buddha and the serial killer, it's all the same. It's like crazy. I mean, to me, it's unreasonable, very unreasonable. But I don't think they see it. I mean, I haven't had that deep of a conversation because it doesn't go any further, because they're basically saying, no, you're wrong because you are trying to say that yours is better or yours is truth and mine not, or something like that. And so everything has to be equal. So they come with that. And the problem is Jesus. Imagine. The problem is Jesus. Now, behind that, I would say there is pride and arrogance. They cannot see themselves with somebody above them, because in that religion there's all equal. So there's nobody should be above them. So they're all equal. That's egalitarianism gone mad. And we're open for conversations. At the same time, being honest with what we believe, what we found to be true in many levels of our lives, intellectually, faith-wise, in practice. In so many levels, we have found this to be true. And we're just saying, yeah, this is true. And it's universal. It's the only religion that has gone universal. Before that, there were mythologies and temples and this and that, but Christianity is just that, because it has that big embrace that is so beautiful and so new in the world. God loves us all, and God has spoken to all. And let's go beyond the ethnic. Let's go beyond the gender. Let's go beyond the social condition. It's written in the Bible. Let's embrace. But at the same time, it's reaching out. It's, hey, you too, come on. This is beautiful. And we believe this is true. It makes all humanity brothers and sisters. What's wrong with that? I think those people think they're in a vacuum, or they really overestimate their forces. We have so much against us, so much against the good in the world, so many false messages, so many weaknesses, so many temptations. It's something that I see percolating in every conversation. I have to do like, look, I make one about the truth. Well, okay, we have to be able to find out what is truth. If we're trying to find truth, if we're trying to be wise somehow, and having a conversation, we have to have some ground for this. It's the same thing. That is another way that egalitarianism has gone mad. It's a truth. Everything is relativism. Everything is true. So it's like nothing is true. It's saying the same thing. So it has gone mad because it has no other context. It's not playing with other things like we have in the Catholic faith and doctrine. All these things play together. What Chesterton was saying, pity, compassion, and intelligence work together. And many other virtues work together. So when they're separated, isolated, they go mad and crazy. They're wild out there. and really start looking like evil things, not virtues anymore, you know? So that's what I had to say. I'm really, really interested in what you have to tell me about this to enrich this conversation, please. I'm having a lot of conversations with people, especially people that think different than me, and they're challenging me. I want somebody to say, "You're right." Okay, right now, comment. You're right, Luis. You're right. Okay, no, but whatever you think, whatever you think. I guess it's interesting. It's very interesting, to have debates on good intellectual grounds. It's really something interesting. But hey, if you agree on something, please say it too. Nice, please. All right. It's the end of a work day. It's 5 p.m. here. I'm gonna just close this. Yes, I'm recording because I do that sometimes. Talk, and then it's didn't press record. All right. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you take this message as something trying to contribute to a good conversation. It's not that I'm condemning people that think differently, but I think, I see these patterns and it's like, what do you think about this? Tell me. All right. Ciao.